May I come in, sir?
आइए
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
बैठो. Take your seat. Hello, you can introduce yourself to all of us.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to introduce myself, sir. I am Saad Rahman. I belong to District Mumand of KPK, that is erstwhile FATA. I did my matriculation in FSC from Cadet College Kohat, and subsequently I did my civil engineering from UT Peshawar. And thereafter I have been doing some short courses. I did a short course from UNITA, that is United Nations Institute of Training and Research, in SDGs, integration of SDGs into national planning. And I did one more course from UN Red Academy, sir. That is, sir, reduction of emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. Sir, my hobbies include watching documentaries and playing tennis. And my strengths include, sir, that I'm always hopeful. That's a short introduction about me, sir.
Thank you. You come from FATA area. Just tell us what is FATA area. Give the profile of FATA area.
Sir, the profile of FATA, sir, it was a tribal area, sir, formerly. Now it has been merged after the 25th Amendment, sir. Sir, the FATA is between, sir, it lies between the KPK and Afghanistan. This whole tribal belt, sir. The almost, sir, it has 5 million population, sir. They are diverse people, and there used to be, sir, 7 agencies. Now there are 7 districts, sir.
What is the impact of merger of FATA with KPK?
Sir, the merger of FATA, sir, I really support this, and it is in the larger interest of the nation. However, sir, given the financial situation of the country since 2018 and prior to that, a major chunk of this merger, sir, was related to the concurrent development plan. However, sir, due to lack of financial resources, we could not implement that plan vehemently. And thus, sir, now it is increasing the mistrust between the people and the government.
You have been part of BRT project. There are certain controversies we
Yes,
keep
sir.
on listening. What are those controversies and what are your comments?
Sir, actually, the first time, sir, they increased the cost, sir, that was the Director General of PDA claimed the contingency cost. The contingency cost is actually 15% of any project. So that was actually excluded in the initial cost, and then the PDA claimed that cost. So that became a controversy, but if you look at the engineering projects, it's a very normal thing. And secondly, sir, there were extra costs due to, sir, relocation of WAPDA assets, PESCO assets. So that is another issue that raised the cost. The whole controversy is related to the cost. And thirdly, sir, the then Chief Minister changed its alignment. So that is another controversy. But however, sir, overall, it's a very good project. And I really appreciate the effort of that government, sir.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSPs पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी। रजिस्टर नाउ एट 0316 570-1593.
KPK Assembly has been dissolved.
Yes, sir.
What is the procedure for nominating the caretaker chief minister?
Sir, the procedure for nominating the caretaker.
And under what article of constitution?
Sir, I'd be really.
This is a very hot topic.
Yes, sir. I'd be really sorry, sir. I don't know the relevant article, but the Treasury and the opposition leaders should sit together.
They get together.
Yes, sir, and they nominate. And if they fail to nominate, the election commission decides it.
Then may you go and look into it. Thank you, sir.
I'll look into it, sir.
This is a very late.
How do you look forward by joining the Foreign Service of Pakistan?
Sir, actually, sir, it pertains to my life goals and my life aims, sir. Sir, I want to be more relevant to my public. in terms of public service, this service makes me very relevant. And if you look at the foreign service, sir, I'll be given an opportunity to represent those masses. So for me, it's a matter of relevancy and the scale of and scope of that relevancy. So I think I would definitely I would be obliged to serve in the foreign service.
Okay. How do you see the resurgence of Taliban terrorism in Pakistan?
Sir, I see the resurgence of terrorism, particularly the TTP, due to, sir, a very weak stance of the state, sir. I think our approach towards terrorism should be a mix of the realism and the liberalism. I think we should continuously engage them, but at the same time, we should deal them from a position of strength, because we are a state and they are not a state. So I think we have sometimes taken extreme sides and we did not go through the midway. And that's the main reason that we see resurgence of FATA and everything, and they are now pinching our state.
Right. What do you mean by food security?
Sir, the food security pertains to the phenomenon whereby the population of a specific area or a country is able to access the food easily. It has good nutritional value, and at the same time, sir, that supply is sustainable. So there are 3 dimensions to it, and I would rather add 4th dimension to it, that the nutrition source should be diverse, so that we do not depend on only one sort of.
How will you explain this in the present current scenario of Pakistan?
Sir, in the current scenario of Pakistan, we are highly dependent on one cereal, that is on one grain, that is wheat, sir. This is one dimension of our food security, that we are highly dependent on one. We don't have diversified our sources of nutrition. And secondly, sir, we are highly dependent. A significant portion of our wheat grain comes from foreign countries like Ukraine. So far, we used to import a significant portion of it. So I think, and the access is by definition limited by the poverty. So it is definitely food insecure, and given the situation of floods and the climate change, I think we are definitely food insecure.
Join CSPs, where we believe that your dreams are our mission. So let us be your partners in this transformative journey as we equip you with knowledge, confidence, and resilience required to emerge as CSS toppers. Contact us on our given WhatsApp number 0316 570 1593 or visit our website www.csps.com.pk.
Tennis. You play tennis?
Yes, sir.
Regularly?
Yes, sir.
What do you know about, what can you tell us about Djokovic?
So Djokovic, in the current scenario, sir?
Oh, everything about Djokovic.
Okay, sir. Sir, he has remained the world number 1 for a very long time, sir. He has won 20 Grand Slams. And last year, sir, he was barred from playing Australian Open because he was not vaccinated against COVID-19. But this time he's playing it. And I think he's the most favorite player for this tournament, sir.
Okay, finally, what are red warrants and how are they executed?
Sorry, sir, I don't have any.
Red warrants. Okay.
Thank you. Saad Rahman, you've also studied international law.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between treaties, agreements, conventions, and declarations?
Madam, the treaties, agreements, conventions, they fall under the same connotations. And as far as declarations are concerned, they might not have a legal binding effect. On the other hand, if you see treaties, conventions, and agreements, they are certainly backed by certain formal codification and certain. It's more about, I think, the formal and the informal side of the law.
What do you think about Durand line?
Madam, should I be explain its history or its current?
In context of international law and the controversy between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Madam, in the context of international law, I think Durand line is an international border. because if we look at the decolonization of Africa, and we see the borders that were established, so international law was very clear. There are certain cases, I may not be able to quote those cases, but they have clearly said that international borders established by treaties are in themselves a very different, they establish a very different regime, and they cannot be changed easily. So there's a particular principle for that. I may not be able to quote it, but that was intended to stop the fratricide and the breaking of borders. So I think it's a very well-established regime, and our border will always continue to be so, the Durand line.
Thank you so much.
Give your career a boost with CSS PMS preparation. From Civil Services Preparatory School, join CSS PMS for on-campus and online classes. Join us for your bright future. Civil Services Preparatory School, Jeetan Markaz, Islamabad. Register now at 0316 570 1593.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Well, Saad, can you elaborate briefly the major difference between fascism and Nazism?
Sir, I would signify by its basis of formation, sir. If you
Fine.
think at, sir, the fascism, it emanates from the idea of fascio, the holding of the unity of sticks.
Fine.
So the basis of fascism was that Benito Mussolini first tried to unite its society against certain grievances. On the other hand, if you look at the Nazism, that was more diverse and which was more reactionary. And the other subtle difference between Nazism and fascism would be that Nazism had anti-Semitism from the very start. On the other hand, if you look at the fascism, in 1939, fascism incorporated the idea of anti-Semitism, and that was due to gain soft corner of Hitler. So I think these are the subtle differences.
What are the controversial clauses of Treaty of Versailles that sowed the seeds of World War II?
Sir, I think that was the clause of declaring Germany as the aggressor. And consequently, they imposed a huge amount of war reparations on them. That was controversial, sir, for me, because it ultimately translated into one of the major reasons for World War II. I think that's...
What do you think? How scientific revolution contributed toward the development of international relations as a subject?
So scientific revolution, sir, actually imposed certain extra mathematical scientific testing on the phenomena of international relations. It made international relations more scientific because they were of the view that everything should be tested. Every empirical knowledge or whatever the knowledge is, it should be tested. And if there is no valid evidence to it, it would not be true.
My last question is, what do you think, how French Revolution contributed toward the rise of Hindu nationalism in subcontinent?
I'm sorry, sir, I cannot.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Let's close this formal session and let's have an informal discussion. Now you can ask questions if you like. And tell us how you have performed in this interview.
I think it's normal.
That is, you have to tell us.
Yes, sir. That's my view. It's very normal.
You are going for a competitive interview because you are going to represent KPK province. And there are many guys who are very short.
Yes, they must
So
be, sir.
you must need to prepare yourself in a better way.
Okay, sir.
You can try to be sharp.
Okay, sir.
Saad, you are good, very good. Your personality is fine, communication skills fine, body language, your communication, oral confidence level comes with the knowledge. Your knowledge level is better, but you need to be very, very current on the issues.
Okay.
Or that you will be able to do through your newspaper. अगर गुज़श्ता 3 महीने के न्यूज़पेपर, डेली न्यूज़पेपर, एक सुबह पकड़ लो न्यूज़पेपर, डॉन पकड़ लो, न्यूज़ पकड़ लो और उनके नेशनल, इंटरनेशनल और सोशल इश्यूज को देखो. ठीक है? You need to be very current on the issues. KPK assembly has been dissolved. Under discussion है, nomination of the CM, article 112 है, तो तुम्हें ये चीजें बिल्कुल टिप्स पे होनी चाहिए, ठीक है? You have to be quick. तो you are very good. और KPK एक फाटा का जो impact है ना, उसको स्टडी करो. That will be a very important question because there are a lot of commotion on the borders, and because the government promised to spend 100 billion rupees when at the time of merger, if they had spent that money, ये शायद इतना commotion ना होती. This is my view.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है?
Yes.
तो you need to focus on the newspaper और state of preparedness में आओ.
ठीक है.
हालत जंग में आ जाओ.
ठीक है.
कि मैंने ये I have to do it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
जो इंटरव्यू आप जवाब दे रहे होते हैं, आप इसके you doing this thing, fiddling. You're doing that? Do you realize?
Yes.
You're doing this thing.
Yes, sir.
ये मत करें, कोशिश करें.
Okay, sir.
कोशिश करेंगे ना, बिल्कुल straight होना चाहिए, because that shows जो है ना कि you are under stress, you're nervous and ये वो, ठीक है? बाकी I think you did very well and keep it up, shabash.
Saad, you have a good personality. Your mannerism is nice. But when you present a favorite personality, it is not about that person. You are speaking about yourself. So the examiner is not interested in the personality, but is interested in why you are choosing this character as your favorite. Now, Akbar Ahmed is from, he, like you justified, but he's also a controversial character. You know that. He has been under investigation. He has misappropriated funds, things like that. So be careful when you choose a personality. It is better to choose a personality which is neutral, which doesn't have any such stigmas to it. Because whatever he is or not, it doesn't matter. But the examiner is judging you from the personality that you have represented here. So be careful. Otherwise, you have a good personality, you have good manner of communication, and your introduction, stand in front of the mirror, practice. That your expressions are, as though you are very much present, not like a baby who has just been put in a place. You should look like a man who is in charge of things. Wish you all the best.
Dr. Babu.
Things explained very well. I would say कि only जो आपका knowledge बहुत अच्छा है. Pakistan studies का area आपका grey लग रहा है.
Yes.
Focus this. Otherwise, IR is good. International law pretty somewhat good. Pakistan study आपका grey area. एक question मैंने आपसे किया, you could not understand the spirit. Okay?
Yes.
Sir, please.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you all. Thank you.